Welcome to Naga Storytime. Our latest tale unravels the story of Asha and Misrung, a saga of epic competition and magic between these two brothers that has been passed down through generations. Ashalu, the cursed land of Asha. Ashalu is one of the Zamai villages in Hoflong district, Assam. It has the etymological story behind its name, Ashalu. It literally means the field of Ashalu. Lu means field. The story goes like this. Asha and Misrung were made brothers, and not born brothers or brothers by blood. People claimed Asa to be a shrewd and witty man, whereas Misrung was a stupid and malleable. Though they were brothers, they decided to earn their living individually. Asa chose the eastern side of the region, and Misrung chose the western side of the region. They cleared the jungle by felling trees and burning them. Subsequently, they sowed the rice. As time slipped on, the grains began to germinate and grew up competing with the weeds. The field of Misrung outgrew the field of Asa. Upon seeing the healthy plants in the well-cared field of Misrung, Asa felt jealous of his brother. He cooked up a mischievous plan against Misrung. "Misrung," he said, "I have heard many things about your field. Why don't we compare yours and mine to see whose is better?" "Oh, that's a good idea. Many people praise my field, but I don't really know how it is better than others," replied Misrung innocently. They went to Misrung's field. Asa said, "Let us climb up a tree and observe from on top." Misrung agreed. They climbed up a tree and looked down the field. There was no weed, and the plants were exceptionally good, and the field looked so clean and could be seen the humus through the plants. "Behold, Misrung," exclaimed Asa, "your field is not better than mine, because we can see the surface of the earth through the plants. It indicates that the plants are not expanding to its potential." Misrung nodded his head affirmably. Having inspected the field of Misrung, they proceeded to the field of Asha. They followed the same style of observation as well. When they gazed down from the tree, they could not see the ground through the plants. It was because the plants that were affected by the pests and cover up with the weeds. But Asha cunningly convinced Misrung that it was because the plants were expanding to their potentiality, that they left no space between them. Eventually, Asha made a request to Misrung for exchanging their fields. Asha said that he didn't need a large amount of rice for that year, as Misrung might need it for hiring tefum. Tefum are the people who used to come for earning grains during the winter season. Moreover, Misrung was physically a strong man. He could carry any amount of grains. This explanation convinced Misrung that his brother Asha had a concern for him, and that it would be ungrateful on his part to turn him down, and at the same time, Misrung could not resist the bait of Asha. As a result, they made a deal to exchange their fields. When the harvest season arrived, Misrung cut all the stalks of grains and thrust them all. Till then, he had not detected even the clue of the insincerity of his brother Asha. When he winnowed what he had thrust, the chaff flew away like a swarm of bees, leaving behind a measly amount of grains. He felt cheated and betrayed, and that upsurged his anger to seek revenge. His cloud of resentment found sunshine in a small hillock beside the field. He masked the hillock with the grains of rice. It looked fantastic, as though it was a real mount of grains. He felt somehow compensated with his bright idea of avenging. He visited his brother's tent with a face full with smiles and greeted him happily. Asha noticed happiness on his face, but his wisdom failed him to detect a clouded nerve of revenge in Misrung. Misrung told his brother the story of how he had obtained a miraculous mountain of grains. This made Asha swallow the story of Misrung as gospel truth. To confirm what Misrung had said, they made their way to Misrung's field for inquiry. Finding, as it was told, Asa pulled a wry face out of jealousy again. Misrung expressed his inability to carry them home. He made known his desire to exchange their field once again, by giving reasons that he had no intention of hoarding grains for supplying to others, apart from his inability to carry them. Asha was taken aback by his selfless generosity. However, Asha agreed to his offer. From then, they made a deal to exchange it again. Right after the deal is done, Misrung hurried off to his original field and carried away all the rice and stored up in his granary as soon as possible. But Asha waited for the Tefum to come, so that he could employ them to carry the grains. After he had waited for quite a time, the Tefum came as he expected. He promised them a handsome amount of money and grain if they succeeded to load the amount of rice in his field into his barn within a given time. Tefum gladly accepted the contract as a blessing and went to the field. When they tried to scoop the grains into their kething, a basket for women for carrying grains made of seasoned bamboo, and Mathea, a bag for men to carry grains, they discovered that it was a hillock covered by a thin layer of grains. Then Asha realized that his malleable brother had outsmarted him duly. Out of shame and guilt, Asha cursed the land. That's why even today, it is believed that the nature of Ashalu used to be hostile to guests and strangers. It is said that whenever they come for lodging, it used to be windy. Thank you for watching till the end. Please kindly support and share for more content like this. And remember, each legend we share isn't just a story. It's a window into a culture rich with history and spirit, a bridge to our ancestors, and a path leading us to who we are. So don't miss the next episode, and let the storytelling begin.